Jonathan Antoine became famous as a well-known classical singer. Seems to It's amazing that he found his amazing voice when he was 11 years old. After getting the eye of Simon Cowell, his life changed after he appeared on Britain's Got Talent. People all over the world have been charmed by his skill ever since. There's a new solo artist out there that, how did he keep going up to the next step? After Britain's Got Talent, Anthony became famous during his time at West Hatch High School, and when he was only 11 years old. He was born in Essex and raised there. A police officer and a housewife, his Jenny changed things in my life. Ewington, his voice teacher, and Jeanette Brown was in charge of music. Gave him the help he never expected. With Mrs. Ewington's help, Antoine not only found out he could sing voice and fell in love with her again. Music, but how far did that first step go? Push him along the way to success, as we read about Jonathan Antoine's life. A possible winner on Britain's Got Talent. Get ready for an amazing excitement. Even though he was only 13 years old, soared as he was named Young Artist of the Year at the 2010 Festival of Music in Stratford and East London for how he sang "Bring Him Home." But Antoine's coming from Les Miserables, his journey was just getting started in 2011. Omaria will be performed at London's well-known Royal Festival Hall during the Rotary Youth Makes Music event was made public. His changing voice and amazing skills leaving the crowd in shock by the time when he turned 14. It wasn't a surprise that he was accepted into all of the well-known music schools in London. After, it was amazing to try out for them. See how Antoine changes from a turned shy kid into a confident adult artist at West Hatch. Jeanette Brown's a big part was played by support that helped him gain confidence as he went to a show as Antoine and sang every note. Joined the Royal School of Music. His peers thought he was great voice, and knew that he was meant to do great things. Jonathan Antoine's journey with music began early in his life when he showed off his voice abilities. He began to take singing lessons when he was only 11 years old, and instructors quickly figured out his great skill. At that point, he started having this play at school shows. Early drive helped him win the young winner of the Musician of the Year award at the Festival of Music in Stratford and East London in 2012. His big chance came up when he tried out for Britain's Got Talent. Good looks matched with Charlotte Giaconelli. Their names were Jonathan and Charlotte, while they were at West Hatch High School. Did with "The Prayer" was the piece read at the interview. Brought them fame because of their perfectly harmonized music, and the compared to well-known classical acts getting second place. Their captivating acts earned them a $1 million record deal. With this was the start of Simon Cowell's Psycho Music. At the start of their jobs as professionally trained players, even though Jonathan and Charlotte became the second place on the show it started, they have some great chances for their upcoming music projects. They dropped songs that came out in 2012 and 2013 and helped make their place in the classics. They kept doing the split scene. They were together until 2014. When they chose to go it alone and stay on the high, they had high expectations for Jonathan's single. His career took off after he signed with Sony Classical and put out a number of records that took him to new heights in his time in the world of classical music. It was quite the show. Britain's Got Talent. Everyone was amazed by Jonathan's. He tried out for season 6 in 2012. And kept up that charm all through the competition. With his lively personality and his strong tenor singing won him fans' choice when he sang for the judges, and the crowd was amazed by his putting on the prayer, and the song by What Did Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli Do? But it really caught people's attention was the live chemistry he didn't expect had with Charlotte. His singing partner they became famous for Jack Cannelli. They do a funny stand-up act called It Was Jonathan and Charlotte, who really charmed the crowd. The fight brought out how great their singing was. They have ability and stage presence in the semifinals. The prayer left everyone was amazed and proud of their status. As top, they were in the running for the final round and got a loud applause for their beautiful. The prayer that had been said had already made a big effect on both for the judges and the crowd. They got a lot of loyal fans and well known. Even though they came in second, Jonathan got a spot on Britain's Got Talent. And Charlotte's fame began to grow. They got after being on Britain's Got Talent. But it all started with their music teacher sang at her own wedding with two other people. No one else could have thought this moment would lead to when Jeanette Brown, she picked the prayer for her class. I don't know how much it would change things. Charlotte Antoine and Jonathan Antoine, two young artists, Jack and Ely, with wonderful voices, made their appearance as sang the hymn at her together. Something special at a church wedding. This was the beginning of their an exciting pair that would become in world craze with their chemistry and ability that is truly amazing. We are going on an amazing trip together. Soon after, their first record came out. After their 2012 show, they made a successful business relationship with Psycho, though this is the record label that Simon Cowell owns. The record had both original tracks and cover songs, including their now famous Making Sense of the Prayer, which came out in the US on October 30th, 2012, and on September 24th in the UK 2012. Their second album, This Is Love, came out in August 2013 and really showed how much their music had changed. People who reviewed it liked the cool mix of Jonathan's strong baritone voice and Charlotte's lovely, sweet voice. It was impressive given where they came from, different kinds of families, with some both had ups and downs along the way. Great singing skills and a strong love for the music they played was a mix of classical styles from today that really made them more popular, but in the end, they chose to go their different ways and sign a solo record in February with Sony Classical 2014 after they broke up. Jonathan and Charlotte dove right into their music jobs while they were both Charles to get into classical music, went on an exciting trip to the West. In the end, they were able to stay in touch while concentrating on their own ways. Concerts made a big difference in music scene and gave many young artists ideas. The rise of Jonathan Antoine to fame was pretty incredible. After his show on 2012's Britain's Got Talent with Charlotte, Jack Cannelli, all the talk and being known really set him apart. Music mogul Simon, when he was only 17 years old, which led causing people to call him the British Pavarotti. Samuel put Jonathan with Charlotte, who had helped Charlotte Church before fine fame for Charlotte. Jonathan was more. She saw a contestant who was more than just another coming pop star. As soon as she heard him sing, as Jonathan's own work canceled, a record deal with Psycho became possible with the help of a group of pros on his side and a global the number of fans. He was ready to meet reality TV. Even though his jaw dropped, Jonathan's skill was his ability to handle stress in a way that made him familiar and was liked by everyone. He beat bullying and having problems with mental health, getting many people excited as he stuck true to himself instead of in their pursuit of fame. It was this commitment to being real was what made him so fans all over the world look up to him. As Kate and Jonathan got ready for their artistic journey, fans all over the world eagerly waiting for them to arrive. They were excited to see Jonathan's change from a shy kid to a real adult opera star that made the business world go crazy with talk about how he could stack up to Luciano Pavarotti. Is ready to enchant viewers with his amazing skills, and Charlotte Giaconelli was born with drive, and born on August 24, 1995, in Essex, England. Also became famous through they got some really great acts. Second place on Britain's Had on Got Talent with their duet. Charlotte went out after they broke up by herself, putting out her first solo EP in 2014 with the album Ella Solitaire. When she signed with Sony, she showed that amazing skill and drive as she moved on from Britain's Got Talent to work on their own in Chigwell, England at West Hatch High School, the beginning of what would become. It's clear that this is a wonderful musical trip, that she had a big part in making their careers together with Jonathan. Antoine amazed people all over the world with the things they did on Britain's Got Talent skills, their strong opinions, and the amazing singing skills caught the hearts of fans and judges alike during their duets. Did well on Britain's Got Talent. Their talent brought them to the public's attention and made a lot of chances possible in the link between the music business between Jonathan and Charlotte. During one of the most important parts of Jonathan really benefited from their success. Thank you for Charlotte's helped him feel more comfortable on stage. He could show her how great he was singing skills with more confidence and style. And with Sony's help, he could improve his skills and try new things, get ideas, and work with top-notch. This partnership between musicians and producers made it possible for him to make great music and get your message to more people by a strong group of loyal fans along the way. Sony signed a deal confirming his talent, gave him respect, and setting him up for success into the music scene for 4 years. Project the album star going the distance. Mark was a big deal. Important event that shows how versatile he is, that of songs like Ness and Dorma, Disney's Baby Mine, and Chairs that are not used at empty. All of the tables are backed by the Royal. After that, the Philharmonic Orchestra. Jonathan put out a number of well-liked records, such as Asterisk Christmas and the Asterisk, and its silver version, showing he could connect with a lot of different people, different kinds of songs. He liked to keep on flourishing by working together with there are groups like D. Capella and the Hollywood A Chamber Orchestra. Since he became a solo artist, Jonathan has been on Britain's Got Talent since, played at important events like Muhammad Ali's Big Night of Celebrity Fights and the iTunes Festival, along with top-charting books and songs like Asterisk, Tenor Asterisk, and Do Not Believe That Asterisk Is Clever. Being free has let him explore both, bringing together traditional and modern styles. He was known as a flexible and very good at both classical music and other styles, and the music scene in general. Jonathan has worked with a wide range of people, group of musicians from different styles, such as the famous Diane Warren, with whom he worked on because Diane asked him to. Warren's songbook Vive One shows off his skills, blends traditional classical music with modern styles, is even more demonstrated in his work with both up and coming and well-known artists. Did something new by request. The Artist Share program lets fans to help him with his artistic process, making their link to his stronger talent. Besides his work as a musician, Jonathan has been honest about personal problems, like his lifelong struggle with weight, which he began to talk about by changing to a better way of life. Besides losing almost 50 pounds, he has also talked about his ongoing fights with mental, speaking out for health and autism, more help and awareness for others facing the same circumstances. His honesty about others have been inspired by his state and help get autism and mental health issues off the radar. Lover of Jonathan has health problems. Michelle Duane has been a main source of ideas that helped him in his life and in his songs, having a big impact on his most latest album, Believe. While having Jonathan on Loose Women, Antoine told them about his relationship, in which Michelle called her the light of my life, and drawing attention to the important impact she has had on him emotionally and musically. even though are physically apart, but they still are friends. Touches that sparked Jonathan's being creative and excitement when they started dating a year ago, when they met online a while ago, and Jonathan finds that their bond has grown stronger. A lot of happiness in his relationship, which starkly compares with his difficult school years, when he had to deal with constant bullying. Jonathan's life reached a turning point when he tried out for Britain's Got Talent, where he first showed off his skills. Emerge. Jonathan talked about the feeling of weakness he had during his recent moving schools and academic have trouble having thought about that important moment. He picked to try out for the game, showing off his vulnerability. The great love from the crowd were transformative, confirming his skills and making him feel better about himself as Jonathan is getting ready to release his new record. He stops to think about his trip, which was full of love, defiance, and toughness with Michelle by his side and music to lead him. Jonathan keeps surprising people with his hard work and amazing skill that proves bad times are often where big wins happen. Jonathan has an impact on more than just music by telling everyone that he has autism. He's given a lot of people hope. Being honest about his problems has helped make a place that is friendly and helpful. The community, his achievements, and strong voices have left their mark on the music world, moving from classical to all types of music, and his YouTube vids have racked up around 700 million viewpoints, and his big online profile and being active on social media sites like getting attention for how friendly he is, and people who are great at singing have with a lot of new friends. Jonathan's and hard work show that he's more than able to make waves in the music scene. From an emotional conversation on Sunrise is a great moment from on Britain's Got Talent. He showed off his diagnosis of autism that turned out to be an important event in his life and in my work. This has caused important talks about autism and the need for public schools trying to taking down old stereotypes and false beliefs, which is making society better. Being aware Jonathan's story goes against the norm, pushing for a community that welcomes everyone, that honors people with various neurobiological roots. He likes a crazy mix of music types, from brutal death metal to alternative grunge and jazz fusion. By going to, he shows his love for her at